So, Mark, we've been having a debate throughout the show whether or not Islam somehow lends itself to more extremism than other religions, and whether or not moderate Muslims are doing enough to speak out about it, and when they are, if we're all covering it enough. What do you think?
That's a great question. First, I think that the general Muslim community, we're talking over 1 billion people, do speak out against acts of terrorism. They do speak out against, gross things like beheadings. Although I'd like to think that we would assume that the average Muslim, just like the average Christian or anyone else, begins from a place of basic human decency. You shouldn't have to denounce beheadings. We should assume that as an everyday person, you don't believe in beheadings. But that said, I think the Muslim community has spoken out. I've seen rallies. I've attended rallies. There have been masjids around the country, around the world, in fact, that have done this. But the mainstream media doesn't seem to cover this as much as others. And finally, no, Islam is not any more violent or prone to violence than any other religion. We've had crusades in every religion. Yeah. We've seen all religions spread by the sword. It's simply not true.
Oh, go ahead, Ben.
Yeah, it is absolutely. There's a large section of it that unfortunately is violent. And if you read the Quran, as I've read it, there is a lot of verses in there absolutely bluntly saying in the current sense that you are to take off at the head of those that do not agree with you, and you are to go after those that do not believe in Allah. And there is a lot of people in the world that believe in the extremism of Islam. And to say that it's not...
Hold on. Can I dispute that? Let me dispute that one point, because I've read the Quran thousands of times in Arabic. And the word, first of all, nowhere does it say behead people for not believing in Allah. It does use the word jihad.
Strike the head of the person that does not believe in Allah is pretty blunt.
Please allow. One thing you have to do is distinguish between what we call Quran and what we call Hadith. One is the canonical text, one is the extra canonical text, and those are different writings. But to the initial point, the word jihad, which is what people are using to think about and talk about this idea of violence, is a very particular word that doesn't actually mean violence. It means striving. It's used 41 times in the Quran, and it's not used purely in a militaristic sense or a violent sense. It's about total striving. It's different than the word hard.
Okay, hold on, guys. Hold on. I want to get Lisa in. Lisa, you were making a point that there's that the Old Testament can be rife with violent passages.
Yes.
That's right. I mean, we're supposed to stone to death women who have premarital sex, according to the Old Testament. The New Testament has similar violent language.
But Lisa, we don't.
Let me make this point.
Bingo.
Religions are what we interpret them to be. And we can interpret them in a violent way, or we can interpret them in a more modern way. The 1.5 billion Muslims in the world, those are the people who are the primary victims of extremist Islam. Those are the ones who speak out the most
against it. I agree with you. I agree with you that people speak out, but here's the issue, though, that yes, it says that that women should be in the Bible, but for the most part, Christians don't do that. There are still parts of this world. Hang on, Mark. Let me finish.
That's Ben.
Where people do. Oh, sorry, Ben. Where people do still stone women, and that women are subservient.
Yeah, and some of them are in Christian nations. There are people who still abuse children, people who take on multiple wives, people
who
do all sorts of rituals.
That we see with Islam.
We saw with the Branch Davidians.
I beg your pardon.
I
beg your pardon. There are Christians right here in the U.S. who have polygamous marriages.
Exactly. And last time I checked,
but this is the point you're missing. There is no other religion. There is no other religion in 2014 that commits the atrocities in the name of Allah, of their God, that Islam does. And I'm tired of people somehow, let me finish, that nothing compared to Islam, nothing in the world compared to Islam. And yet we feel as if somehow we need to apologize. I believe, but this is important. I believe the terrorists and a large section in the Middle East of Muslim individuals who truly believe in Sharia law, who truly believe in going after people that disagree with them to the point of killing them. I don't know why other people don't believe them when they say this is what they believe in.
Go ahead. You want to make points.
Look at the 20th century. The problem is extremism. It can be religious, it can be communist, it can be fascist. Hitler and Stalin were not even religious, and they were responsible for the death of
we're talking about religion, Lisa. We're talking about religion.
Right now in the world are killing Muslims. Muslims are being killed by Christians. This is a problem of extremism. It is not a problem of Islam or any one religion.
Where do you see this type of brutality in the world? Where are Christians being this brutal in the world? I beg of you to give me an example of a systematic genocide that is happening towards Christians in Iraq and Syria right now.
The systematic genocide that's happened Okay, well, you can shout me down or you can let me talk. The systematic genocide that's happening is of Muslims by other Muslims. That's the worst problem in the world. It's not Muslims on Christians.
It's still
and that's not genocide.
It's still violence. It's still violence committed by that group.
It's extremism is the problem.
And I think
it's
that's. Hold on 1 second, Ben. I think that's the point. I mean, we would all, even if you were to believe that Islam somehow promotes violence, which it does not. When you look at when you look, well, just let me finish the point, Ben. If you look at Sunnis versus Shia, there's certainly nothing in the Quran that suggests that Sunnis should fight Shia, yet we see that in Iraq. We see Alawis in Syria doing the same thing. My point being that, as Lisa said, this is about extremism. This isn't about a doctrinal dispute. There's nothing Quranic or Islamic about what ISIS is doing. There was nothing Quranic or Islamic about what Al-Qaeda was doing. There was nothing Quranic or Islamic about what Jabhat al-Nusra was doing in Syria. We could go on down the list. That's not the point here. This is about extremism, not about Islam. But again, in Islam, it's promoting peace and the notions of violence in Islam.
It's not promoting peace. When they say if you don't convert over, that they are going to kill you. You're rewriting what they actually believe in.
Hold that thought. We'll be right back right after this. Hold that thought.